And I would now like to welcome two former players who've graced many a football pitch down the years to have a little chat before the game tonight. Please really welcome, from the Tigers, Club Ambassador Dean Windass, and from Sunderland, former player Julio Arca. Boys, good evening, Dean.
Good evening.
Hello, Julio, welcome to Hull.
Thank you.
Good. Now then, we'll start with you first. Over 160 appearances for the Black Cats. Peter Reid was the man that brought you to Sunderland for about £3.5 million. But is it true that you nearly went to Leeds United instead?
Well, it was something going on there, but in the end, Sunderland was the strongest, so that's why I decided to go for Sunderland.
Absolutely. No matter what happens tonight, Sunderland, yes, are stronger than Leeds United. I think we can all agree on that. It's not been the best of times for Sunderland at the moment. They need a bit of confidence and a win from somewhere, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the season hasn't been as good as all the fans wanted, especially the last few games. You know, I've been disappointed in the cup against Bradford. But hopefully tonight they pick some points, because obviously, well, they need it. It's not long to go till the end of the season, and they need points.
What did you make of that incredible refereeing decision on Saturday against Manchester United for Wes Brown and the John O'Shea mix-up? It's absolutely incredible, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, things like that happen all the time, and you know, the good thing is like the PFA, you know, took the decision, obviously took that red card away and let him play tonight. He's another important player for Sunderland on the back, so it'd be good to see him hopefully solid on the back and help Sunderland, as I said before, get 1 or 3 points if it's possible.
Gus Poyet is a very passionate manager. What will he be saying to his team ahead of tonight's game? Because he needs to pick them up. They need some confidence, don't they, tonight? Because it's a big cup final for both teams.
Yes, I mean, I know the style of football they like to play, but tonight is more about, you know, compete and win if it's possible, no matter what way, you know. But no, I'm sure he's gonna motivate the players the way that he always does, and you know, trying to encourage them to, as I said before, get the 3 points.
Dean, will come to you. I just mentioned a cup final atmosphere tonight. It is a proper, true old-fashioned 6-pointer for the 3rd game in a row here at the KC. Can we do it 3 games in a row?
Well, I think certainly. I know Saturday was a disappointment away from home. You know, Stoke are quite a physical, strong side at home. So if you come away with a point there, you're delighted after the 2 sets of results we've had against QPR and Aston Villa, and obviously Man City away. But you know, tonight I think Gus Poyet's come out and said, you know, play this game as though it's your last game of the season, because that's how desperate they are to get a result as well. So if we win the game, you know, it takes us 3 points, nearly 4 points above Sunderland, and 7 points away from the drop zone. So that's how big game this is, because as we say every week at home, is that when you play teams around about you, you've got to win them games, and certainly this is a massive one tonight.
Our recent record against Sunderland is exemplary. Doesn't matter how many players we end up playing against, we always do quite well in the last couple of seasons. Will that be a factor in tonight? There's a lot of players that will have played in all of those games. Will that be playing on their minds? Will they see that as a confidence booster going into this?
Yeah, I think psychologically, I think players look at the opposition's form, and Sunderland's form has not been great. You know, our form at home has been very, very good in the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks. So hopefully, you know, psychologically, Sunderland are struggling at the minute. I watched them against Bradford City in the cup, and they were poor. They were very poor. So hopefully they'll be as poor as that tonight, and we'll be good. And you know, is David Marler playing? Because he's an ex-Sunderland. No, is he not on the team?
No idea yet.
Not on the team. So obviously David will want to put one up against his old team, and obviously with Steve Bruce being the next manager. But he said today on his press conference, it's not about Steve and Sunderland. It's about us getting 3 points tonight.
Now, aside from tonight's match, you're another week into your role as a club ambassador for the Tigers. Among the recent stuff you've been doing, you're at the Hornsey Q&A with the supporters club. You've had an egg over your head for charity, and also, joking aside, there was that touching interview with you in The Guardian about your career and how you're coping with everything. How did you find that when it got published?
Well, no, obviously when I do interviews, I try to be honest as I can, and you know, the interview in The Guardian I got asked to do, and I think it's important, you know, with the back end of the interview about what the problems I went through. It might help somebody else, you know, who's had depression or whatever. But as you say, now it's a fantastic job for me. Always wanted to come back as in any sort of role, and to get this ambassador job's a great, huge honour for me. And you know, as you say, it keeps me busy. Obviously, with me after dinner speaking as well, so it's quite busy. And I was at your place the other day, wasn't I? But you tell me that you work for a living. You just stand behind the desk and play songs.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's move on. Dean, let's get back to tonight. Cheeky. What score's it going to be?
3-0 Hull.
Whoa! Is that right? You're not having that, are you?
I'm not having that. I said 2-1 for Sunderland.
2-1 Sunderland. 2-1 Sunderland, says Julio, and 3-0 for the Tigers, says Dean. Thank you, we'll see you later. Thank you so very much. Please give a big round of applause to our guests. Hull City Club Ambassador Dean Windass, and from Sunderland, former player Julio Arca.